You're about to listen to TADPOG, Tyler and Dave Play Old Games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast. We're just a little old show where two old guys, one guy was like, "Hey, you want to do a podcast?" And the other guy was like, "What's a podcast?" The first guy was like, it's like a show we do, and I figure we'll talk about Super Nintendo games. The other guy was like, "Okay." And that's what it was. Then that's what it was.
And that's it.
What are we going to call it? I don't know. How about something like really blatant, like Tyler and Dave Play Old Games? Yeah, okay.
I wish I could remember, because there were other options, other name options. I can't remember.
I can't remember any of the other ones.
Because it's like, you suggested Tadpog. I'm like, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's direct to the point.
How about Datpog? No. I like Datpog.
No. Yeah, no. Datpog sounds like an 80s computer company or something. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, you bought stock in Datpog? Fuck.
Shit, man.
The whole computer thing didn't work out for them, so they made milk jug caps in the 90s, and that didn't work out for them either in the long run.
Well, on this show, we play through old video games for the most part. Old any games, really. Sometimes modern games. It's been a while, but whatever. We're pretty loose and free. But we've done a lot of shit. So we're like, you know what? We're kind of bored. Let's create a dark, chaotic god and have it randomly dole out Super Nintendo games off of Wikipedia, and we'll do them. And we haven't regretted it at all.
Never,
it's
not
been wonderful.
Once. It's been fantastic. We played through IGN's Top 100. And
let's get all the good ones out of the way.
And then let's do the rest. And then we're doing the rest now in random order.
Yeah, doing the
rest. For the record, I do want to go ahead and say, since I'm mock complaining, I'm actually pretty content to just, I'm fine to play shitty games as long as, you and I get together and we talk about it.
Yeah.
And commiserate.
It's still fun for us.
Yeah. Because people listeners do get concerned. They're like, why don't you stop doing bad Super Nintendo games?
I'm worried about you guys.
Right, so you don't get burned out on the show. And it's like, if I get burned out on the show, it's not going to be because of Super Nintendo
We're
games.
like 580 in, man. We're fine.
Yeah. We've built up some kind of like tolerance, right?
Yeah, it's true. We have a callous to shitty, pretty much shitty games, and mostly shitty Super Nintendo games.
Right. Exactly.
It is its own specific thing, a shitty Super Nintendo game.
We're still not ready to play average N64 games.
Oh God!
Because in general, they're so much worse than bad Super Nintendo games.
I'd rather play a really shitty one than an okay N64 game.
Totally.
Yeah, whenever I see people have so much nostalgia for it, I just like, yeah, man, I wasn't there, so I'll never get it.
Right.
I'll never get it.
I mean, I pulled on Mario's face when that thing first came out.
Yeah, go to Toys R Us and play with it.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't know. By that point, I mean, I got a PlayStation pretty soon, I feel like. You know what I mean?
Me too.
And it was just, because, that's where Final Fantasy went. So it's like, well, I guess that's where I'm going. Bye, Nintendo. I'll catch you. I'll catch you in a few years.
And I'll totally understand that you made this monster in about 20 years. So
right.
The reason I'm leaving you is your fault. Oh, no. Well, we don't like Sony. We'll go to Philips. That won't be a huge mistake.
No, never.
No. So today, courtesy of the Randomizer, we are talking about WildSnake. Snake.
Singular.
Which is singular snake.
Is fucking weird.
There are a bunch of snakes.
Because there are a bunch of snakes.
Or
in
they
this
all
game.
tame snakes and there's one wild snake. That's the black snake. That's the wild snake.
The rest of them are domesticated.
Yeah. Just fit in a jar.
Yeah. Agricultural snakes.
The cuddly snakes.
Yeah. Milk them for their venom.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. There are snake farms, right, where they do that?
Yeah. I think that's the most expensive liquid in the world, or is snake venom.
It's not Monster Energy drink. I'll be damned.
That's up there. Red Bull and like
Jet fuel,
printer ink are way
Cobra
up there.
venom, yeah, printer ink. Sure.
I remember seeing the like cost per ounce.
Yeah.
And like
I saw
a
that
lot of
infographic
that shit is
too.
yeah.
But I always
Interesting
like
one.
when I see an infographic, I'm like, all right,
That's the truth. I believe it.
I choose to believe this, right? Without doing any more research or anything.
Is it shocking and I can spread it?
Right.
Perfect.
Is the source cited at all? Nope. Okay. But man, Red Bull is expensive.
It is fucking expensive. I mean, I like it.
I do too. I like the sugar-free Red Bull. I haven't had a full flavored Red Bull in a minute.
But if I have another choice, I will always go sugar-free or preferably the zero if they have it. I don't see it very often.
Yeah, I don't see the zero much.
Because most of the time I'm on that Monster. I like Monster. It's a lot cheaper and works just as well.
Yeah.
I do really like. I'm gonna kick them though because they're too many calories. But the Monster Java triple shots.
Oh, see, I don't like any of the coffee drinks, but like I've heard people rave about the Monster Java stuff.
I mean the triple shot, like it's got more than the Starbucks triple shot. Like it's 310 milligrams of caffeine. Like, but it's like 240 calories a can. Like
a can or a serving because they get you with that shit.
I'm pretty sure it's one can is one serving. I could be wrong. It could be way worse.
Because
that's why I went.
These are like the one I'm drinking out of. This is like 2 servings, so it's like no. I'm sorry, I'm completely wrong. It's one can.
Hopefully, Monster's a good, honest company.
I think they just
good
changed
salt
that.
of the earth monster people,
right? The monster people, the people of Medina.
So I bought a cold brew sack. Because I was making my own cold brew for a little while.
Right.
And it's such a fucking mess. So I went and bought a special bag that is like a little weighted, and you put the coffee grounds in it, and you just put that in the bag, pour the cold water on it, you're done. So whenever it's ready to be coffee, you just pull the bag out and wash the bag, and that's it.
So it's kind of like a tea bag, but for coffee.
Yeah.
Kind of like, but yeah. All right, cool.
Because cold brew, like, needs to set 10 to 12 hours.
Wow.
So, yeah. But I can make like
and I
a
thought
gallon at
my
a
coffee
time.
machine took forever.
Oh!
Here at TADPOG, we do things a little differently.
So I got Melissa because she hates coffee. She hates tea. I mean, anything that could be considered a bitter beverage, she hates.
Not big on beer.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But because most of the time, all her caffeine intake comes from like Diet Coke.
Yeah.
So this weekend, we went to, we didn't do it last year, everything with the boys. So this year we revived our going to an amusement park post-anniversary celebration. Like the very first year we were together, we went to Six Flags. And the second year, because we got to go during all the Halloween stuff. So first year was Six Flags. Second year was Kings Island. Couldn't go last year. This year... She went to Silver Dollar City 2 weeks ago with the kids, and she was super impressed with their layout. Like they cut down on the maximum number of people that could be in the park.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that.
Everybody had masks. They had workers everywhere reminding everyone to wear it properly.
Right.
Hand sanitation stations everywhere.
If you're gonna throw up in your mask.
And hurl in
it's
this.
Important, right? Yeah. If you're gonna spew in your tiny mask. We've repurposed thongs.
We find they fulfill all the appropriate amount of vomit. Any more, you clean it up. So, and then they would do every other seat on the rides, and then after one would go through, they'd spray it down with sanitizer and send it through by itself to air dry. So they were very, very meticulous about it. She was very impressed and happy with that. So when she got home, we talked about going to Kings Island again. Because every place I was looking at was kind of hit or miss with if they were open but Kings Island's in Cincinnati, it's not a long drive. She's like, they know about Silver Dollar City. I'd imagine Kings Island would be the same. So we went.
Oh, you guys went to Kings Island.
We went to Kings Island this weekend.
I noticed Kings Island came up in Twitch chat the other night.
Fantastic amusement park.
Yeah, I've never been. And I lived close by at one point, but
very worth it.
I haven't been to a park in it's been a long time.
Yeah, I think it kicks. The other close one is Six Flags St. Louis.
Right.
Kicks Six Flags St. Louis's ass.
I haven't been to Six Flags St. Louis since I was legally a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a great time, but they were not nearly so meticulous in their sanitizing as Silver Dollar City was.
Yeah.
So it was a little uncomfortable.
How so?
They sold out of fast passes. If we had been able to get fast passes, it would have been totally fine. But they had like people who were wearing their masks, like no one was there. They're just noses out, masks on one ear, chin straps, fucking everywhere.
Oh, so like the last time I went to Wingstop, and I was like, I'm not gonna eat at Wingstop anymore.
Yep.
Because you can see in the kitchen, and it's like, oh, none of them. But we're like, these aren't beards; these are masks.
Oh, the beard guards are required in the kitchen. I think masks are too, man. So, I mean, everywhere, like, they tip you when you came in, of course. All the social distancing things were up when you were in line. No one fucking abided by it. So once you get in line, everyone was packed in their fucking lines. Like, Melissa and I were doing the best we could to keep everybody a few feet away from us if we had to be in line for something.
Like, were you saying stuff to people? Like, hey, man, back off.
We kept inching away.
I gotcha.
And people were, to be fair, they were kind of respectful. When they saw that someone was trying to be,
right,
they might have backed up a little bit.
That's good.
No one was like intentionally like getting on anybody's asses.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too bad. We made sure we had our masks on the right way all the time, sort of facing toward each other. So yeah, it was very good to get away from her again, but we both were just like, man, they don't give a shit. They dropped the park down to 30% capacity, which was still a fuck ton of people. And amongst their hand sanitizer stations, they had them up after the rides. Anything that wasn't attached to a ride was just like broken or empty.
Did they have a big sign on the front that just said "No olds"?
No olds. I didn't see
some
anything
kids
about
okay.
age. Yeah, they had the proper signage up everywhere. Mm-hmm. But of course, if we had fast passes, it'd be like we would have never had to be within 5 feet of anybody.
How do those work? You just show like one to an attendant or something, and then go to the.
When you go through and you order the online tickets, or you go buy them at the door, you just upgrade.
But like what? Like how do you?
They give you a little bracelet.
Okay, so it's a bracelet.
Yep.
All right, and then you like what? There's like a line for no pass, and
there's your regular line, and then the fast pass line, which is a shortcut line.
So it's like the airport essentially,
Yeah.
where it's like now boarding.
Yeah, basically like pay double the ticket price and you get in the fast
It's
pass
worth
lane.
it though. It sounds.
Yeah, the first time we went, we got it. It was amazing.
Yeah.
We got to ride like every single ride in the park. It was more like an endurance race, getting to every single ride as many times as we wanted with no wait.
Yeah.
This time they reduced the hours from 11 to 8. We rode 4 rides.
Wow.
Yeah. So even at 30% capacity, 4 rides.
Wow. Well, what rides did you hit?
The new one, Orion, which was their brand new one. They're supposed to have a big debut this year. Didn't really work out. Has like a super fast 500-foot drop as soon as you start. That was great.
Is that all that it does?
I mean,
is it one of those like towers? Like, is it?
It's like a no. We would.
Okay.
They have one.
Gotcha.
We didn't do it. That's like that's the one ride. I'm like,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
nah,
I'm
okay.
with you. Yeah.
Nah. Brandon and I did that a whole lot in Islands of Adventure. I'm good. Never do it ever again.
I've never done it. I just don't. I don't think that I want to. Like if I were to like experience a fall like that, I think I'd just like skydive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like I trust that more than the cheap machinery. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. And like, especially if there's like a dude strapped to my back, it's like you don't want to die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like if the operator of the death elevator at the theme park also got in, and be like, all right, I feel better about this. You know?
Because Melissa also, she looked up all the odds and what park had the most fatalities when they happen. I mean, a lot of fatalities happened like in the 70s and early 80s. Since then, they have dropped way off.
When did that kid get decapitated at Disney? Was that Disney?
I don't know.
I feel like that was like early 2000s.
I know one old guy,
Maybe not.
I mean, not too long ago. Most all the fatalities of recent years are all in a park in New Jersey. They're all concentrated to one park in New Jersey.
And I think it just closed recently, maybe, because I listened to a podcast that's based in New Jersey, and they were talking about one of their theme parks closing down. Yeah. It was probably that one.
So basically, since the 90s, all fatalities, for the most part, have been people breaking the rules. Like one guy nearly got decapitated whenever he lost his hat during the ride, so he jumped a fence to go get his hat, and one of the roller coaster people, it was a leg dangling ride, came across and kicked him in the head, so shattered her leg to pieces and nearly decapitated him.
Good
So,
God.
yeah. But overall, the odds of you getting hurt on a theme park are like 1 in 270 million, something like that. So,
well, I mean, there are inherent risks,
But, yeah.
right? I mean, you kind of
everything.
to everything. I mean, you get in your car and it's like, probably gonna die.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good if you get in your car. You're pretty, that's pretty good on that one. So, great time, Kings Island. One thing they did, they have new executive chefs. They have these little tasting stations you could buy. Since we couldn't get the fast passes that were sold out, we got the tasting pass. So we got to go around to 3 different tasting stations around the park and have treats, which were like, it was better than typical, $70 chicken sandwich park food. Because like a number 1 at their Chick-fil-A in Kings Island was $17.
That's a combo, though, with a
That's
drink.
a combo, yeah. Number 1, $17.
Okay. All right. Well, at least it's a combo. That blows my mind that it's like, this is Chick-fil-A. It's no different than any Chick-fil-A you've been to.
There's one right over there.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see one look through the fence. There's also this one here.
But this one, the menu is a third of everything else, and it's 3 times the price.
We like 3s here.
We ate at Panda Express, which wasn't too bad. We got like the 3 entree rice and then a drink, and I got a cup for water, and it was still like $20 for both those to eat, which was damn good for Kings Island. But still, like, I went and got poutine at one of the stations. It was like cheese curd, port wine reduced pork ribs, and duck fat fries. Looked terrible. Like, the presentation was awful. It was just a bunch of kids throwing shit into a to-go container.
Sir, we're stoned. Eat this and move along,
Yeah,
please.
exactly. Those are pretty good. Melissa had a zombie dog, which is like shredded jack cheese, chili, jalapenos, and some special kind of hot dog.
We legally could not call this a Frankenweenie, but
but you know we would. Which was like, I was just sitting there like, God, if I were these kids' fucking manager, because like line is huge. And they are just like, they have multiple fryers, but they are doing one item at a time. Throw the hot dog in, just
wait
sit
for
there,
it,
stare at the line. Yeah. Oh, that one's done. All right, there's another one. Like, throw 6 in there. Just ask. All right, who's got a zombie dog? Okay, 8 of you.
Sir,
get that shit done.
These are made fresh. We take our job seriously here at Kings Island. Here at the Kings Island, across from the Chick-fil-A.
We take this dollar store hot dog wrapped in Cisco bacon very seriously.
Cisco bacon. I knew him.
What else did we get? Their bakery was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Like a little sweet shop.
They had all this at the park?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Melissa got like a candy corn cupcake, and I got a cinnamon cayenne pepper cupcake.
Interesting choice of the candy corn. Is she a candy corn fan?
She does.
Yeah.
She loves candy corn. I do not so much.
A lot of people don't. I like candy corn.
Yeah.
I like that mix, that Nikki makes.
Oh, that Nikki makes. That is. I will eat candy corn in that circumstance.
Candy corn and salted peanuts and M&Ms. Yeah.
The Snicker bar combo that she makes.
Yeah.
Under that circumstance, I will eat waxy ass candy corn.
Yeah.
But by themselves, no, thank you.
Action Park is the theme park in New Jersey.
Action Park.
That is.
Oh, did Netflix have a documentary? Class Action Park
right,
is what they, okay.
Which I haven't seen,
yeah.
but it all makes sense now, yeah. And then I also, it also looks like that the person who got decapitated at Space Mountain in Disney World is a rumor.
Okay.
According to this search.
According to the cops that were paid to overlook it,
right?
Nothing happened here.
And according to, I don't know, I'm not saying it was influenced by a major entertainment company, but it could have been.
All right. Let's see, what else did we ride? We rode, I think it was like 2 wooden coasters, might even been 3 wooden coasters.
Sounds like a podcast.
3 wooden coasters.
3 wooden coasters.
Which I love a good wooden coaster.
A Cracker Barrel podcast.
It was like one that was very old. It looked like it would have been a scene in like Stranger Things where Eleven has to fight the Demogorgon. Like old white chipping paint, like an old like it beat the shit out of both of us. It was called like the Rider or something. It was like, yep, nope, never again, not this one. Then we rode Mystic Timbers, which was very, very cool. It was like going through, like, you go through dark mine shafts and whatnot, and it was creepy, spooky. Like, we liked that a whole lot. And then there was another one that was some kind of like a Gold Rush themed wooden coaster. We rode 4 things. What else did we ride?
So they weren't all spooked up.
No. They normally the last time we went where they had it was fantastic because they
I remember you telling me
after 8 o'clock they converted it into all these like haunted houses and stuff, and that was wonderful.
Sounds cool.
But they weren't. They instead of doing it this year, they did something very kid themed.
Yeah,
and had like their Snoopyville turned into all these like fair games and trick or treat stations and shit like that. Like they instead made it very kid themed.
Were there a lot of people in costumes and stuff? Or?
All the kids were.
Yeah.
I walked by a Japanese couple who had their 3 kids dressed as Frieza. No, 4 kids dressed as Frieza, Piccolo, Trunks, and Goku. I had to stop and be like, "That's amazing." And he was like, "I know."
Were the kids like, "Who are we, Dad? Who are we? I don't want to be Martian Manhunter anymore."
Who is Mr. Sinister?
I think Henry might be a fire truck again. He's got the costume, and this, like, I was asking, I was like, "What do you want to be for Halloween? A fire truck?" Are you sure?
I only get to be a fire truck one day a year, Dad.
It's like, look, man, if you want to be a fire truck, it's cool. I just want to let you know that you do have
Save
options.
me that $30, you're fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Son, we're poor, but we're not like that poor. You've been a fire truck the last 3 years.
We have sheets we can get holes in. You don't have to be a fire truck.
Yeah.
After we left there, the next day driving home, which I love Melissa even more because if not for her, I never would have done this. Something I would have just passed on by. She was like, "I want to go to the Sign Museum while we're here in Cincinnati."
The Sign Museum? That sounds cool. Like it's like a visual. That's not like a American Sign Language museum, is
right?
it?
No.
It
was
like display signs,
right?
So,
yeah. It was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, I bet.
Because they would give you earbuds and you could do a walking tour. It was all the like pre-electric signs. They had all this sorts of shit up from like the hand carved gold filigree sort of signs, and then how theaters, when movies were first coming out, it was up to that movie theater to produce whatever advertisement signs they wanted. So they had all sorts of those and show how that changed, and how signs with like glass cracking and all this sort of shit, how it went from like light bulbs to neon to all these different designs. They had like a super old Frisch's Big Boy, and they were telling all the details about how Frisch's Big Boy has changed for all the years, and how like the one they have is very rare because it has an actual external slingshot, and the kid has red hair. They phased out red hair because, you know, they really lean hard into redhead kids are bad.
Sinister.
Yeah.
Our Frisch's Big Boy is the rarest because they use a live child.
They call him the mean Irishman, Frisch's Big Boy.
He's just bones now, but this was once a live child purchased directly from Frisch.
His These bones were very expensive, so we charged $15 a person.
They're come with us to the Sign Reliquary.
They had like all these neon like church signs and shit. Signs still like apparently like
that's the wing of the museum. Neon church signs and shit.
They had 2 or 3 that it was just like, man, I'm glad I don't see these very often because that is gaudy as hell.
Like what kind of church? Like were they just like the name of the church, like in neon lights?
Oh, like a chapel design.
Odd decision.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Odd decision. Is it like a Vegas church or something? Or
one was from Louisville in like the 70s.
Wow. Mm-hmm. I guess neon was just real big then.
Yeah, 'cause then they talk about how, you know, neon came about, how they do all the different colors, and how like they had this a moving animation neon dairy sign they talked about.
Yeah.
How like the collectors all want signs in their original shipping containers. That's the big thing in like the sign collecting industry.
Okay.
So they had like 4 or 5 in their original shipping containers, which is like, man, how did anything make it from point A to point B?
What are they like?
Chicken wire and 2x4s like every 1.5 foot apart. Like it was just barely contained. Anything could slip in there and break that glass super easily. Like
a sign thief could just slip in there.
Yeah.
Take it out piece by piece.
They were able to go in there and like fish out how to plug them in while they're still in the containers for the most part.
How do they know that what they ordered is actually in the wrapping, in the container?
Or you can straight up see it.
Oh, you can see it.
Like
Okay.
you see every bit of it.
Gotcha.
It's like that's why like you could just really anything could fall in that foot of space between the planks.
So
and
it
crack
is
the
that
glass.
it is that much.
Yeah,
There's that much space.
It's ridiculous.
Huh.
What else? They had one of a huge ass original McDonald's sign.
Over 100 served.
Pretty much like the original like Speedy or Speedzo, the original McDonald's mascot.
Oh, that the one who's on like wasn't he on like the Egg McMuffin wrapper or something for a while? He was like on a wrapper for a minute because I remember
maybe.
like being a kid and being like, "Who is this?" And everyone I asked, every adult's like, "I don't know." And it turns out it was that's
The
Speedy
original is
or
like
whatever.
a circle. The guy had a circle for a head and he was winking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got a picture of Melissa in front of that. And it was just super, super interesting. They ended up like I spent more in stuff there than I did at Kings Island. So I was like, yeah, I want to get this ham sign, this moon pie sign, this burger magnet. And Melissa's like, I get a shirt. So
You got a moon pie sign? Mm-hmm. Where is it? I want to see it.
That's in my trunk.
Where it belongs.
Yeah. Yep.
Is it
So
big?
everyone can see it. I mean, it's
Okay, all right. So it's like the size of like what I imagine a stop sign is, but it probably smaller.
more like a lunch tray.
Okay.
That, and then I got of course, one of the weird stuff where the animal is serving itself, like some sort of like a pig butcher serving you big cuts of ham.
Of
yeah,
course.
one of those. Yeah.
Well, that's how you know you can trust that pig.
Yeah.
The Speedy mascot, this guy, McDonald's. I'm Speedy, coast to coast. He kind of looks like he is a hamburger. At least his head is a hamburger.
Yeah, there
it's
you
like
go.
if Mayor
Maybe it's a hamburger,
McCheese,
okay.
he took Mayor McCheese, but like flipped his head forward a little
I wonder
bit.
if he's Mayor McCheese's dad.
Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Where does he fall into all the McDonald's character lore?
Mayor McCheese was my father's name. Yeah, I don't know where he falls in like the McDonald's lore. The McDonald's
This is my
lore.
grandfather, Viscount McCheese.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Cool. I'm glad you guys went. That's awesome.
Yeah.
When did you go?
Went to the Sign Museum on Sunday. So we went to Kings Island. We drove up Friday, stayed Friday night, got up, did that all day Saturday, and then did the Sign Museum on the way home Sunday.
Cool.
So good time.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Very good time to, just like be together. Mm-hmm. Not to have all the kids. Like it's the first time we've done that in a while. It was very, very nice. Even though on the way home I stopped at a gas station that made me be like, I just want to go to my house and not go anywhere else. I'm the only person in here wearing a mask, and everybody is here glaring at me because I'm wearing a mask. This is fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what about you? How's your week?
It's fine. It's good.
Yeah.
Thanks for Super Punch Out. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that.
You're welcome.
Nikki was like, Tyler wants to know what you want for your birthday. And I was like, fucking nothing. Because Tyler and I have an arrangement where he doesn't buy me shit for my birthday. I don't buy him shit for his birthday. I want to keep it that way.
Yep.
And then I
made sure to include on that.
you referencing that note.
Yep.
Yeah. So I was like, well, okay, this is a very nice gift. I was thinking about purchasing Super Punch Out. Sandwich Boat Phil had posted it on the Discord, like a bunch of Super Nintendo games that he was selling, and Grim beat me to Super Punch Out. So it was nice to get a copy.
He got it.
So yeah, very nice. Thank you.
Was that or super ghouls and ghosts or super?
Got that one.
Yeah, that's what Nikki told me. Yeah, that.
Yeah, she told me, she was like, yeah, I helped you catalog, because she did. She helped me catalog the SNES collection like a few weeks ago, and she's like, Tyler was asking me if you had stuff, and I was like, I should know that because we literally just did this.
Is that a red one?
Right, yeah. But it's like, at the same time, it's like, if you're not familiar with those games, how are you going to keep any of that shit straight?
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what's the difference to like her? There's no difference to her from like, because she hasn't played the games, but it's like, Super Ghouls and Ghosts or Zombies Ate My Neighbors? Which is which? Quick!
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, they both have fucking monsters.
Nope, that's Monster Party.
Yeah, that's like, you could come up with a bunch of like generic questions about video games where it's like, in this video game, you run away from ghosts.
Oh, a Ross quiz, you mean?
It's Pac-Man, right? It's Pac-Man? It's Pac-Man? Is it Beetlejuice?
Theoretically.
But yeah, it's been good. I took that day off, which was really nice. I got to play Hades for like 5 hours that day. I got a Hades clear. I have two Hades clears under my belt.
Nice.
When I got done streaming WildSnake, I was like, well, I can play a little bit of Hades. I've been wanting to play it anyway.
It's a treat.
Yeah, as a treat. Yeah. And got my second clear that time. You just beat it over and over again until you get credits. Is essentially how that works.
Okay.
Still love it. Like $25 is like, it's a fucking steal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a steal. Like, that game is amazing.
I might have to get that until they finish Rogue Legacy 2 completely.
Yeah, totally.
So,
Totally. Have you still decided not to do the early access on Rogue Legacy 2?
I'm just like, I don't see myself enjoying it as much if I have to like restart or I'm just hitting this big delay and kind of lose, take the wind out of my sails. I'll just wait. I love the game too much and to hamper my enjoyment of it.
Yeah,
I'll just wait a little bit longer.
Yeah. Early access is always a tough sell for me.
Because like Broforce, we had early access to Broforce and we enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
I've never gone back to it.
Never went back to
finished.
it. Yeah.
Nope. Not once.
No, me neither.
Thought about it for a split second and then like, no, it's been so long and I forgot. Like,
totally. And they keep adding characters and it's like, oh, that sounds cool. All right. I guess I'm going to keep playing what I'm playing now, though. Right?
Maybe one day.
Right. Meanwhile, the library of games just keeps growing and growing because it's like, I'll never go back to fucking Broforce. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You know? Because it's like, I got that itch.io bundle that they did like at the, a few months ago. And it was, I mean, there's so many fucking games in that bundle that it's like, no, I'll never get through this. I mean, it's like, I don't know, a couple hundred games, I think. And it's just like, yeah, it's a lot. They had Blades in the Dark, like a PDF copy of Blades in the Dark. So, I mean, it was a cool bundle.
Shit, man.
Yeah, it was good. I have, like, I don't even know what I have.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
No idea.
Blades of the Dark is on my wish list on Amazon, and it's just like someday I'll buy this. This looks good. It's also a little pricey right now. So
how much is it?
It's like $30.
Oh, that's not too terribly bad.
Not too bad.
I mean, if you're used to paying like $60 per D&D book,
This is true.
which I definitely am accustomed to. That's like, it's blowing my mind to like buy other books, right? Where it's like buying Morkborg and like buying Blades in the Dark PDF copy, whatever, and like buying like old school essentials and stuff. And it's like, oh, these books are like priced like books. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm taking a class in biology.
It's about that amount of study, so yeah.
Yeah. And the return on that investment is about the same. Where it's like, I'd like to sell my old edition D&D books. Oh, you'll $5?
$5,
okay, deal.
Yeah, man, you're right. It's so heartbreaking.
But it'll probably come back around, right? I mean, I imagine if you hold on to like the third edition books for like long enough and you keep them in good condition.
That's the problem there. Yeah.
It is hard to keep a big block of books in good condition,
Yeah.
especially fucking role-playing.
My
books.
4th edition books are fucking pristine. They still smell like Books A Million.
Everyone's is. Yeah. As it turns out, I think everyone's is.
Yeah, but it's like, oh yeah, this isn't fun.
I don't even have
We would
4th
just play
edition.
World of Warcraft. So-
Yeah, I think 4th edition, like, 4th edition was just a tough sell. I think 4th edition would work better now. I honestly think that like 4th edition was just kind of, this is going to sound fucked up, but I think it was kind of ahead of its time. Like I feel, and well, maybe not. Maybe if it had been presented more of like, I just don't feel like when 4th edition came out that like board game culture is where it is now. And I think that if like board game culture had been stronger when 4th edition came out, it might have done better. Because to me, 4th edition felt very much like a kind of like a board game with like RPG constructs kind of deal.
You're right.
But then again, to be fair, I only play like 2 4th edition games, and I didn't like it because it was like, oh, this isn't 3rd edition at all.
We just weren't done with that edition yet.
Yeah.
Like that's why Pathfinder still had 10 more years in it. You know, like people just weren't done with that.
And I can tell you, I never want to go back to Pathfinder.
Yeah,
like
it's too crunchy.
It's just like, not only is it too crunchy, but it's like, I don't know, man. It's just like, all right, I did that for a long time. You know what I mean? Like a long time. We played 3rd edition, 3.5, and then Pathfinder, and it's like, it just gets bloated. I feel like, you know, and unless it's like,
you know what to do to be powerful.
Yeah.
You know where to. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm just like, I'm not interested in that anymore. I used to, for sure, like make an optimal build and like, you know, like meticulously curate like a list of spells and stuff, and like how can these spells interact with one another, which is super fun.
Yeah.
But it is like a young man's game. Now it's like I want to randomly generate a character, sit down and play that character, and then just have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fair. Mm-hmm.
Or like build the RP aspect of it, you know, and like flesh out the.
So that's always what I'm. Yeah.
And I've always liked that, but I mean,
And I like in that edition, you kind of have to sacrifice that to stay fucking viable. It's more like you're not gonna be powerful.
Oh, like
you gotta
in-
be powerful, or you're not gonna have very much fun.
like in 3.5, you
Yeah,
mean? Yeah,
yeah.
like what is it? The Tome of Battle or whatever the fuck it. What the Book of Nine Swords? Yeah.
Book of Nine Swords ruined that game.
Well, it felt like the Book of Nine Swords and what was the magic one? Because it was like there was a rule book full of like melee classes essentially, and that was the Book of Nine Swords, and then there was a book of spellcasting classes. I can't remember.
It
what
had
it was
like
called.
binder and shit in it.
Yeah, that book. But I feel like those 2 books were kind of like a new setting, like system kind of deal.
Do a game that's
just these,
entirely this.
just these 2 books.
Don't throw this on top of everything else.
Right.
Because everything in the player's handbook
Right.
is fucking useless.
It's
if you
outdated.
use this book.
Yeah. You want to play a ranger? Okay, I guess, man.
Or how about a guy who basically the way this reads could just make the sunrise with his level 3 skill.
Right.
You know?
But you get you get a wolf. All right.
Yeah, because I remember giving Blake that book, and Blake is like Mr. Research, meticulous, min-max.
Sure,
like,
yeah.
Man, he used that to take dynamite to my fucking game.
Yeah.
Because he was just, it was either know his weaknesses and take him out in round 1 so everyone else can play, or he just wins.
Yeah.
Every time, it's all it was.
Yeah.
Which, that was fun for him. I want people to play as to how they have fun. Mm-hmm. You know, keeping in mind. And then, of course, like everyone else, like
I can relate to that.
Wiley is a big role player.
Yeah.
So like his role playing choices made him not shit in the face of Blake's min-maxing Goliath.
Yeah.
So
I can relate to that. When you made Ode for Meg and my game, it was just like I have to either take Meg's character out in the beginning or you guys, it's an auto win. Because she was just optimized to heal, and it was just like...
And that class was also broken as hell.
I know. Yeah. So I don't know. A lot of that has kind of like...
Radiant Servative Paylor.
Something like that.
Yeah, that was just like the healing was...
Yeah. Astounding. The healing was like... It was just like, okay, well, in order for things to be challenging...
Everybody's got fast healing 60.
Right.
I can heal as a free action every round.
Right. And it's like I felt bad because there were times like it was just like you're out. You're out.
Yep.
I can not come up with any encounters that are fun for anybody because no one can die.
Yep.
So it was just kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you're right. Super healer.
So, and I mean, that's just kind of, I don't know. That's the point where it's like, okay, this game has run its course. Like this edition has run its course. Like when we're to the point now where
There
it's
are
like
so many books where
there's so many splats where it's just like the disparity between the core classes from the player's handbook are fucking shadows compared to like the new classes.
100%.
And I get it. Wizards of the Coast needed to sell books.
Which I guess I like in 5th edition. They're kind of getting away from that.
Yeah, I like that too.
So that helps. That will add longevity to the system.
I've also stopped buying 5th edition books though.
Oh,
so yeah, because they're just like, I've got a bookshelf full of them and it's like, don't use. Like they're like the last 4 that I bought, I opened when I bought them and then put them on the shelf. And it's like, there's the book. And it's like, okay. Yeah. I know a lot of people use like the online, like the D&D app essentially now, because like you can buy the books and stuff on that app, like in a digital format, and it's pretty cool. But I don't like the fact that it's like they introduced this app, you know, like after the physical books had been printed. So it's like, oh man, did you spend like $300 on books? Well, that's cool. We appreciate it, but you are going to have to buy them again.
Can't buy them all over again. Only this time they're pretend.
Right? Yeah. And I was like, no, don't want to do that. Do not want to do that. In fact, I feel a little slighted, honestly.
And in fact, I think I have a harder time learning looking at my phone than I do holding a book.
Yeah.
So then it's like I want to buy the physical book to learn how to know what I'm looking for in the digital copy when I actually play.
To have like ease of use and stuff like that. Yeah. And you know, it's not like they just weren't thinking ahead on it, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like the app came out
This
like
internet thing's a fad.
Yeah. Well, and they were like for the longest time they were supposed to do it for the longest time, and then I think it took like 3 years or whatever for it to like finally happen. And it's like by that time it was like, well, you guys have published a lot of books. And man, don't want to do it.
Yep. No, I'm with you.
So I watched Console Wars I borrowed Grimm's copy of Console Wars. Thank you, Grimm. That was cool. I liked it. Yeah, it's not as like, it's not what I expected. I thought it was like a episodic documentary series, like God, I can't remember the name of the one that just recently came out that I enjoyed, but it's like
High Score.
High Score. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I thought it was going to be like that. No, it's just a documentary, and it's like, okay, well, it's okay. It's good. I don't think you got to like. I don't know. Chances are, if you're listening to this podcast, you don't like need to like seek it out because because it's like a lot of it's just kind of
just
like
listen to all 580ish of our show, and you'll kind of get the gist of.
Well, my point is, I feel like if you're listening to this episode on WildSnake, you probably know a lot about Nintendo and Sega. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like there are like little nuggets in there that I learned for sure because I'm not a fucking expert. You know, you listen to the disclaimer.
Yep.
But you know. It's pretty basic stuff, and it's also like what I was disappointed in was, oh man, I don't know if this is part of like viral marketing for this documentary or what, but it's like they pull a lot of YouTube videos, like a lot of do you remember when we did the competition carts episode of TADPOG? Like I did a lot of research for that, like watching like the old tournament videos and stuff like that are on YouTube. And there are a lot of those like clips from that in the documentary, which is cool on one hand, but on the other hand, it's like, man, it'd be really nice to see stuff that's not just available on YouTube. You know, because it's like I was a little disappointed.
It's like I like Tosh.0, but it's really just Reddit,
right? Yeah, is Tosh.0 still on?
Yeah, it just got canceled.
Oh, it just got canceled. Yeah. Man, it had a
long run, because it was fucking cheap as shit to produce.
Sure,
it got numbers and it cost like almost nothing to make.
That says a lot, I guess, about how much people were watching it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, not only that it ran so long, but like that it was canceled and super cheap to make. But it
had something to do with like COVID plus. There was some kind of an animation development deal he took or something. So.
I imagine he probably demanded a salary, you know?
Yeah, probably pretty good after like 10 years or whatever.
Probably longer than that, man. Because I remember Tosh.0 was like on when I lived in Lexington, and that was almost 10 years ago. So maybe you're right.
I mean, it's probably more like 15. Who the fuck knows? It's been a long time.
Yeah, I don't know.
WildSnake?
WildSnake? You want to talk about WildSnake?
Sure. So it's only been about 45 minutes. We can talk about WildSnake.
Wow, it has. Wow, look at that. We're almost done.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
D&D chatty boys.
Yeah, sorry if you don't like tabletop stuff, but
try it. Get back
try
to
it.
us.
It's great. Yeah.
Pause this episode. Go play a year of a campaign. Come back to us. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, or just play like one shot of Morkborg.
Yeah, either one.
Man, I just pledged to a Kickstarter. The Morkborg folks are putting an album out. And so there's a track. They've released a track, and it's fucking awesome.
Swedish black metal.
Yeah. And it is like, what's beautiful about it is, so it's when I first saw the Kickstarter, I was like, they're doing like a vinyl pressing. I was like, what is this? Like an actual play? Like they've recorded and pressed a vinyl? Mm-hmm. No, it's an album. It's a music album. And the album cover, the vinyl cover, is a dungeon. It's a session.
Oh shit.
So it's like, oh yeah, this is like a no-brainer. I'm definitely buying it. It's like $25. So it's like, yeah, this is for sure. I want this. And I want the physical copy. You could get like a cheaper digital copy, but it's like, fuck man. If I'm going to like pay $10 or whatever for the physical, I might as well pay $25 for like the album.
Some
and like
real shit.
Yeah. And it's like they were like, if you like the Kickstarter's like, if you don't have a record player, you get the digital files with it, and you can use the album, like the album cover, like as a DM screen. And it's like, okay, that is a good idea. Right. And they were like, this is the best part of this. One of the stretch goals was because it's been met. I think it was like if they got to like, I can't remember what the number was, maybe like $40,000 or something like that. But if they got to that level, they were going to hire the dude who did all the narration for Darkest Dungeon to read the setting portion of the Morkborg rulebook. Man. And they made it, and it's going to happen. And I think they're releasing that they're just going to release that like as a free thing. Yeah. That's going to be fucking sweet.
That is awesome.
This game is a really cool, like they're like, it's a very cool, like the way they handle everything is it's very cool. WildSnake. Hard right at the WildSnake.
You hear that, Dave?
I do hear that. It sounds like thousands of snakes that are in boggy water. You can't see, but you can hear them.
It had to be snakes.
It had to be snakes. Said by your favorite actor of all time. Mm-hmm. Of course, that ushers in a segment that we like to call Dave Reads from Wikipedia. WildSnake, you make my heart sing.
Heartache?
Heartache. Is a puzzle video game inspired by Tetris. I never would have guessed.
Oh, yeah.
A puzzle game? You mean to tell me there's a puzzle game inspired by Tetris?
Did you like Tetris, but like it's just too predictable? You don't like how like the blocks like stay in place when you put them down,
maintain their shape.
You don't like to like make a plan and see what's next, not just have everything just rearrange on its own accord.
What if you set the L block down and then it slithered away
and fit into other gaps and fucked all your shit up?
Let's see. Wikipedia continues. Snakes of varying colors and lengths fall from the top of the screen and slither to the bottom. Mm-hmm. The goal is to clear out the snakes by touching two of the same color. WildSnake was designed by Alexey Pajitnov and presented by Alexey Pajitnov, who
did make Tetris.
Who made Tetris, the creator of Tetris. So I feel like they were like, let's hire another Alexey to make a puzzle game.
One Alexey make good game. Two Alexey though.
Super great game. Also, we will confuse the market because it's like think about when this game came out, like 1994 in North America. Like,
oh my god,
13 years old. Like, if you were like, as far as I know, there's only one Alexey in the fucking universe, and I didn't even know the Tetris dude's name at the time. You know, so I feel like that was I don't know. Not saying anything shady was going on there, but But the creator of Tetris, what I love about this is, have you seen the box
No.
for WildSnake? Oh man, this is great. So on the box for WildSnake, I mean, okay, so
Is it Samuel L. Jackson just glaring at you?
that's Black Snake Moan, the video game.
Wild Snake mode.
So quick crash course in design that everybody wants to hear. Most important real estate on anything in like an English speaking country is top left. Like that's the prime real estate, because everyone we read from top to bottom, left to right. So top left is like that's
where you go.
That's the primo
Okay.
spot. It's where people typically start. Top left of this box is a photograph of the creator of Tetris, Alexey Pajitnov.
But everybody knows what he looks like.
Right, yeah. And he's like got a signature underneath it, which is just like, I can't read that because it's just a signature. And then it says, Alexey Pajitnov, creator of Tetris, introduces, WildSnake. So they were like, definitely were like, Tetris, this is Tetris guy. We got the Tetris guy here.
So just roll the dice. Probably all right.
And then on the box, they mentioned, unfortunately, they only mentioned Tetris twice on the front of a box of a game called WildSnake. How many times is WildSnake mentioned? Oh, just once. That's weird. I mean, it is really big,
Yeah.
but on the side it says a
Like
wild.
Barack Obama presents Joe Biden for president.
You got to say
Endorsed by Obama.
Right, I'm about to say you got to work in Barack Obama one more time. On the side of the box, it says a wild, slithering puzzle adventure in the tradition of Tetris. There we go. And then my next note below it is, it's not Tetris.
Yeah, it's not.
I knew that's where we were going to wind up anytime we do a puzzle game, because I am not a puzzle game player. But I feel like anytime we do a puzzle game for this show, it's like, it's not Tetris. Roll credits.
Yeah. I don't know. It just reminds me of on any Gordon Ramsay cooking competition show where somebody thinks they're going to make better beef Wellington. That is like Gordon Ramsay's dish. He spent a decade perfecting, and somebody rolls in and thinks they can make it better or want to
Mrs.
make
Beef Betterington.
beef better. It's pretty good.
Yeah, thanks. It's very Wellington.
And any time somebody does it and they announce it, it's like all the judges immediately,
He's gonna.
all right,
he's gonna
sure.
yell.
Here, let's take a bite. Oh, you know what? It's not as good. So,
That's the metaphor here for WildSnake
Yep.
and Tetris.
Yep.
Yeah. I will say that I do think it is interesting that it was developed by Bulletproof Software, which is interesting because that was founded by Hank Rogers, who is the guy who essentially brought Tetris outside of the USSR, which is, so that's cool. So it's like, in that regard, mentioning Tetris so many times kind of makes sense, and it's not as sleazy, right? Because it's like, we're the Tetris people. We're the Tetris people. We know puzzle games. Trust us. This one has snakes.
just imagine snakes. Snakes. Everybody loves Indiana Jones. Like I just said, snakes.
Snakes,
Everybody
man.
loves snakes.
Snakes.
In like 10 more years, they're going to be on a plane. You're going to be crazy about them.
And as far as I was able to tell through research, this game was actually developed for the Game Boy and then was ported to the Super Nintendo, which does make sense
Yeah.
because Tetris was the fucking killer app for Game Boy. I mean, that fucking game sold Game Boys to not kids. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like,
Yep.
that's like, oh man, ants are playing this and shit, you
Yep.
know? So
And so are, non-insects.
right? so are crickets. Let's see. It was ported to the SNES by Manley and Associates, which might ring a bell because they are also the company that developed King Arthur and the Knights of Justice,
Oh.
the Super Nintendo
So
game.
I was like, yeah, it evolves into primate.
Right, right. It was published by Spectrum Holobyte, and it was endorsed by the creator of Tetris. And he says, in the early 1980s, I developed Tetris as a simple exercise in mathematics. I could not have dreamed the impact it would have had in the world of games. WildSnake carries on the challenging and addicting tradition of Tetris, and I am proud to endorse the product. I hope you enjoy playing it as much as I do. You're making a face.
Bullshit.
You don't believe him?
It's like when Frasier was endorsing products, and eventually he was like, no, $10,000 for this. But I don't like the.
Do you remember?
What do I do, Niles? What do I do?
Do you remember the episode where Roz convinced Frasier to endorse WildSnake?
It's like, Ross, this game is ridiculous.
Have you played it on the Super Nintendo, though? I wish I would have played this on the Game Boy, but I don't have a Game Boy, nor do I have WildSnake for the Game Boy. But, like, even on the Super Nintendo version, like, you were mentioning this when we were playing together, like, it is hard to differentiate colors of snakes. And the Super Nintendo has color.
There are a ton of different colored snakes and patterned snakes. Like,
Right.
is it blue with tiny white triangles? Is it completely blue? Is it sort of a bluish yellow one? And the longer you go, the more snakes of varying length and of different colors. Because the whole thing is these snakes, you have to get two snakes of the same design to touch.
Right.
And then they disappear.
One of them disappears.
One disappears, the other slithers into its place.
Right.
Or all the others then see the gaps and slither into their place.
And I do think that it does get kind of interesting in the fact that only one snake disappears. Because, like, in Tetris, you're clearing lines and, like, obviously the blocks will disappear if you create a line. But, like, in WildSnake, what I do think is interesting, because the snake that is the snake that is touched, not the toucher, disappears. So, like, you can set it up if you're good at this game, which I'm not, but in theory, you could set
In theory, somebody might be.
In theory, yeah, somebody out there, probably the creator of Tetris, would probably be pretty good at this. You could set it up so that you get that, like, let's say you got an orange snake that's falling from the sky, and it's like you can, if you have it lined up correctly, you could steer that snake, because you steer these snakes with the D-pad left and right. You could steer that snake to hit multiple orange snakes and clear multiple snakes.
Yep.
But the problem is...
And set them up for other snakes and then fill in the gaps to touch other snakes and just have a big cascading, disappearing snake pile.
Right. And I'm very bad. Like, even, like, setting up combos and, like, Dr. Mario and shit. It's just like, I can't do it. It's just... I never feel comfortable enough with the game to, like, set up moves, like 3 moves in advance.
Yep.
And it's just like, man, I think I'd rather just mash some buttons.
Yeah, like Tetris, you clearly, like, you're playing proactively very early on. You see kind of the moves. You kind of want to get these blocks to where it's a game that's naturally proactive.
Yeah. And easier to learn, I feel like. Tetris is, like, easy. Yeah, it is, like, it's natural feeling, you know?
I feel like WildSnake, you can be proactive, but it is more of a reactive game. Just see where you can put what snakes where as they come. Trying to organize them, like, it's more just trying. I feel because of the unpredictability, it's just trying to manage where the snakes are going to go.
Yeah. And I think I put, like, maybe a few hours into this game, not much, but I feel like this game is, you can probably learn it, right?
Yeah.
And I just think that the learning curve on this is way steeper than Tetris. Just because of the cascading nature, right? Like when a snake touches another snake, and then it's like your board is now completely different than it was because everything's slithered differently now, and it's like everything's now mashed up in this.
Whatever plans you were trying to lay, it's over.
It's over, right? You have to figure something else out. But then again, I do believe that if you've played this game and you've learned it, that you can probably use that to your advantage and set up different, like, patterns so that like, you can keep things separate and kind of contained, is my guess. I didn't see any pro level WildSnake play.
No, I watched the Game Grumps play this, and that was pretty entertaining. They got into it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, we played it, it was just like, all right, snakes.
I could have continued playing it. Like, I was content enough. I lost both times, so it's like, yeah, I'm just not going to be good at this. You know what I mean? So it's like, I do feel like it would have been nice if you had more, like in multiplayer and like 2-player mode, if you had more options where it's like, because I feel like in Tetris you have like a lot of options, and maybe it's because I played more recent versions of Tetris, but in WildSnake it would be nice where it's like player 1 plays on hard, player 2 plays on medium, or
yeah.
you know, so you can like adjust difficulty per player. I feel like you can do that in Tetris, right? Where you can set the individual level for like player 1 and player
I think
2.
So. I like how that Tetris does not have, that is conducive to the liquid nature of the snakes.
Liquid snake
is changing to where instead of just filling a rectangle, there are other grids for you to play on with the snakes, like a flask, an X.
like the boards,
Right, the
themselves,
boards are
right?
different, which I think that's interesting. That was fun.
It is cool, but it is interesting. It sets up a lot of like the X board, for example, is like there's this bottleneck because it's shaped like the letter X. There's a bottleneck in the middle where it's like 4 tiles across, and like a snake fills up 1 tile, essentially. It's 1 tile wide.
Yeah.
And it's like if you fuck that up, like you just cut off the entire bottom section of the
Yep.
board, which I mean, that's probably the thrill of it, right?
Yeah.
But I guess my point is, if you're new to it, stick on rectangle.
Yeah. Flask I thought was fun.
Flask was fun. That's the one that looks like
A Mario 2 potion.
right, yeah, or an elephant's foot, as the
Yeah.
big sandwich boat Phil said. There is, in addition to the standard rectangle, the X, the flask, there is a plus, there is a T square, and one called obstacle, which is pretty much a rectangle, but it's got green blocks.
The shit I didn't like whenever we were playing whenever the squares would get in your way. And
Yeah, when we were playing 2-player mode, I don't know, like these green squares were popping up randomly, and at first I say randomly because at first I thought that it was because you were doing things. Like I felt like you were getting like good combos or something, so green blocks were showing up on my screen. But then green blocks started showing up on your screen, and I was like, I am not doing well. I don't know why these green blocks are showing up, and then they disappeared.
Yep.
And it's like, I don't know why they disappeared.
And occasionally you'll get the two secret snakes.
Yeah.
Like the electric snake, which whatever it touches, it takes out all of that kind of snake on the board.
Right.
Which is pretty good.
That's, yeah. Oh,
And then
yeah.
there's the black snake, which the black snake just eats all the snakes in its way as it goes down the board.
Unless it hits one of those green blocks,
obstacle,
which
yeah.
fucking sucks because it like, when I was playing on the obstacle board, it's like, man, you get so excited when you get one of those big, we were calling it Lexington Steel snakes because it looked like Lexington Steel's big penis. Right, yeah. You got it. Okay.
The way it eats other penises.
Right, yeah, oh, well, and it does. It does. You have to look for it, but once you find it, you can't stop finding it. So like they're rare, right? So it's like I get excited when I see one, and it's like on the obstacle board, I got one. And it's like fuck yes, and then immediately hits a green block, which is bullshit because you can't choose where
it
that
just goes down.
yeah,
Yep.
it just wherever it goes, it goes.
Yep.
And then there's also a board called a Diabolo, or
I saw that, but I have no idea.
as we call it, an hourglass.
Okay.
So yeah,
The face of Diablo.
right. Yeah, when you play, I have an achievement called the minions of Diabolo grow stronger. In order to unlock that, you play 2-player mode.
All right.
There is a okay, so most of the first player game is just like a straight up kind of like score chase. And when you go into the difficulty, like because there's an option screen where you can change the difficulty. I thought there is something in there called King Cobra, because it goes like it goes easy, normal, hard, King Cobra, and it's like okay, well King Cobra is obviously
It's ultra.
the hardest difficulty.
Yeah.
It's not. It is a completely different game mode, which
that's
is just
very
like
bad.
why?
Very, very bad.
It is bad menu design for sure. King Cobra is actually the cool mode where it's like you get challenges, where it's like clear 15 snakes in 50 seconds, like that kind of deal, or clear 4 different types of snakes, and or in like pairs of 20 or something like something
Yeah.
like that. They give you like missions essentially.
Yeah,
for
not
you to-
just point chase, which
Right.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah. So I thought that was cool. What do you think about this game? Like, how does it like? What do you think?
It's okay.
I agree.
It's all right. I don't love it. Like if you're with a bunch of people, you could have fun playing it. But I'm never like I can sit down and play Tetris and seek out Tetris. I'm not going to seek out this game. If like a bunch of people came over and we wanted to have a weird novelty where we all played it together, it could be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a not Tetris. It's like Kirby's Avalanche or Puyo Puyo. It's not Tetris. It's all right. Whatever.
It is in the genre of puzzle game that is not Tetris.
Yep.
And I mean that's my thoughts on it. Where it's just like for me, it's like you get to choose one puzzle game. What is it? Well, it's Tetris because I know how to play that one.
Tetris is the perfect puzzle game, and you can't beat it. So anything else is just living in its shadow. It has to be something very, very different.
Even Candy Crush.
Now, Candy Crush is gimmicky Tetris.
Even Honey Pop.
That's Tetris. That's Tetris.
Tetris. Yeah, I like the match 3 stuff. Okay, I mean, I think that is like.
I mean, Empires and Puzzles is different enough in that you make your matches to different points of the screen to it's the RPG elements that make that different enough.
Have you ever played Puzzle Fighter?
I
haven't either. I think I own it. It's kind of one of those where it's like I probably got it in a bundle or something, and I've always like meant to play it, but I never have. I've heard really good things about it.
Yeah.
Maybe I should check that out. I won't, but maybe I should.
Maybe.
I think the music is serviceable. It's again tough to beat Tetris.
Serviceable is it's sort of relaxing. Like Tetris is relaxing and then can get more in your head and it's very iconic. I can't picture any of the songs.
No, I can't. Like
in my head right
no,
now.
like if you were to
As
be
much
like,
as I can picture music in my head anyway.
oh, we all can.
As much as I can't.
Yeah.
I can't conjure up the tune.
You just need to find your muse, and then you
True.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm with you. I couldn't. Like, if you were like, I have $100 if you can hum one song from the game you played 2 hours last night, I'd be like, I can't do it. I'd be like, da 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 da. No, I'm sorry, both of you. That is Tetris.
Are you sure?
The graphics are pretty.
Oh, they're bad. Once you said it was a port of a Game Boy game, like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Because the graphics, like, it could be a lot better than what it is.
It could be.
It's pretty basic.
It doesn't need to be more than it is.
It doesn't
but it
need
could
to be, but it could have been. The snakes could have looked different. They could have been more diverse.
Throw a lizard in there every now and then. Yeah. A skink.
Don't try to stick to real snake patterns. Like, you can make it fantastical. Make a candy cane snake. It's fine.
There we go. A good old candy cane snake. What if they were dragons instead?
That's fine too.
Yeah.
Make penis snakes. It's fine.
This is the closest to genital jousting that I've ever played. I do like making the snakes kiss. That's my favorite part of the game.
I saw you made a 3-way snake kiss.
I love it. I do. I love it when the snakes kiss. Yeah. Especially when they kiss and then one disappears.
Yeah. It's what generally always happens.
Yeah. And then there's the incel snake in the corner. Who's wedged. It's just a tiny red snake wedged between lights.
I have the right to kiss whatever snake I want. It's fucking the government.
Yeah. If these fucking Chad snakes weren't on me, I'd be kissing all the snakes.
I don't like a little snakelet.
Do you think this game is fun?
A little bit.
It is a little bit fun.
A little bit.
It is a little bit fun.
I can't say it's a garbage, shitty game.
It's not.
It's a little bit of fun.
It is a little bit of fun. The biggest thing it has going against it is that it is not Tetris.
Yep.
Which is a really shitty thing to say
Can
about
you
a game.
unlock Tetris eventually?
That's really what they should have done with Tetris, where it's like with every video game, it's like, do this and you can unlock Tetris. It's like the B Wolverine button, but it's like play Tetris. Wolverine Snake. Why not put a Wolverine Snake in there?
That's Black Snake.
I thought that
Wolverine Snake chops up all the other snakes on his way down.
Can you name any better video game featuring snakes?
Featuring snakes.
Mm-hmm.
What is another snake-based video game?
Well, there is
Or
Snake.
snake characters.
Yeah, Snake characters.
There's Snake Man in Mega Man 2 or Mega Man 3. I think it's 3.
Would you rather play Mega Man 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about the Nokia phone game Snake?
Yeah, I used to play that a lot.
Me
I
too.
used to play it a whole lot.
Me too.
Yeah.
Have you played?
Jacob's very good at that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you played Nibbler?
The Futurama character?
Not him. Different Nibbler.
Oh. No, then.
It's kind of like Snake. There's that documentary Man vs. Snake, which is essentially like in the vein of the King of Kong, where it's about a guy who like wants to get the high score in Nibbler, and it's different than King of Kong because everyone's like, "You do that. We don't want to do that. That's an awful game." But it's like the whole thing of it is like marathoning a game in order to get a high score because like he's got to do it over the course of like I don't remember, like 48 hours kind of deal where it's like he's got to play it straight.
Yeah.
Still probably I'd rather play that than WildSnake.
I made that challenge to David Dicus of what's the last game he was on?
X-Men Mutant Apocalypse, I believe. No, he did the music for that. But I can't remember if he was on the episode.
He wasn't on Batman Robin, was he? Was he on Superman? Very early one.
An early one.
He came to visit when I lived in Louisville. He came up with some other friends on spring break. Dicus is very meticulous about his money. So I told Dicus, hey, man, on this Wii I got not too long ago, I bought Solomon's Key. If you can beat Solomon's Key, I'll buy you a tank of gas on the way home. He ruined his trip by just constantly playing Solomon's Key to the point that it just about broke him, and he did not beat it, and he did not get a tank of gas.
You were right. He was on the Adventures of Batman and Robin.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. With me, the older I got, the more it was like, oh, I got to factor in my time into money equations. You know what I mean? Like, for the longest time, like in my 20s, never even thought about that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, early 30s, also never thought about it. But now it's like, okay, how much is my time worth to me in dollars? Does a tank of gas equal that? No, it doesn't. He would buy like spoiled food and stuff to eat, right?
He would go to the flea market and buy expired food, yeah.
No, right,
Like
not spoiled food, expired.
Expired
right.
bags of chips and shit, yeah, at the flea market.
Yeah. To me, that's spoiled food, but like I realize that it's not.
And he had a good job. He has money. He's just very, very modulating.
Nikki like will keep food around like past the expiration date, and I get really nervous about it. And I'll be like, I'll ask her about it, like, hey, what about this? It looks like this expired. She's like,
It's fine.
It's fine. And I'm like, I'm not gonna eat it.
Oh man, what did someone post? There's always the person in the relationship who thinks expiration dates are real and the one who doesn't. And got like,
I'm the one who thinks it's real.
no, yeah, Melissa will throw anything. Oh, nope, this is about to hit his date. Like, no, it's
Yeah.
fine.
I don't.
Nope, garbage can.
I don't throw it out.
I don't think they exist at all. It's like it's got mold on it. Okay, then throw it out.
See, I don't throw it out, but I do say, you're eating this if you want it. I'm not.
I'm gonna put it in the Nikki cabinet full of expired foods.
But see, there's also like, okay, so it's easy to be like, yeah, expiration dates are a myth. But also when I open the refrigerator and I'm like, something fucking stinks in here. It's like something in there went bad. Pay attention to the fucking expiration dates.
Smell test it. That's fine. Don't like it smells good, it tastes good, but it's past the expiration date. That's probably fine.
I've had all it takes is getting not getting a bowl out of the cabinet, a nice little ceramic bowl, putting some fucking Frosted Flakes in there, pulling the milk out, trusting that it's fine, opening it, pouring that milk in, getting it good, getting that spoon, lifting it up to your mouth. Ah, fuck! Now I gotta throw all this fucking Frosted Flakes away. I gotta fucking clean a bowl for what?
You gotta eat cereal like Jacob does. Milk first. Test it.
But that was when I told Nikki about it. She was like, "Did you smell it?" I was like, oh, "No, it's in the fridge. I trust it. It's gone to Heimdall. Send it through the gates.
You're
It's
the
fine."
gatekeeper.
Right? Come on." It really actually wasn't that big of a deal. It was more just like, fuck. Now what am I going to eat?
March 3rd.
Right?
There's your
goddamn expiration date. Thank you, Seinfeld.
Got any achievements for WildSnake?
Man, I got like a fucking lot of them.
Yeah. All right. Give them to me.
Which normally I cut them down, and I did. I got 8 of them. Are you okay with that?
Yeah. Fuck
All
yeah,
right.
man.
First achievement comes in from Dr. Drunk, a.k.a. Snake Charmer. In order to unlock Snake Charmer, play WildSnake while someone charms your snake under the desk. And I included that one because that is definitely my jam. Achievement number 2 from Sick Jake. Human Snakeipede. In order to unlock Human Snakeipede, match 3 snakes mouth to anus.
All right.
Next achievement comes in from Nick P7186, a.k.a. Plinko Nick. Innuendo. In order to unlock Innuendo, make a penis euphemism at any point while playing WildSnake, which is extremely easy to do.
Yep.
Next achievement is this is a nice pair of achievements from Pinball Archmage Chris Edler. Congratulations on your marriage. Blue Snake Moan. In order to unlock Blue Snake Moan, play a level where you only make the blue snakes kiss. And the next achievement from Chris Edler is Black Snake Moan. Use the Lexington Steel Snake to score your 69th match at a level. The next achievement comes from Joe Schmo. 4G. In order to unlock 4G, the elusive 4-way snake kiss.
Ooh.
Next achievement from Cthusiast Jeff. Nocturnal Snake Missions. In order to unlock Nocturnal Snake Missions, beat 5 levels on King Cobra mode. And the last achievement I have comes from Barbecue Baron Drew, and that is Whacking Day. And with the good old Simpsons reference. In order to unlock Whacking Day, clear over 100 snakes and then beat off to Dave's sweet, sweet knees. There were a lot, and there were more than that, and they were all very, very good.
Yep.
So it was extremely tough to be like, "Fuck, okay, I can't just do 3." I like all of them.
Yeah.
Do you have any?
I've got 2.
Okay,
I've got WildSnake Moan.
okay.
And that is get so frustrated at the game from losing that you stare at it like Samuel L. Jackson when you stare. There's a Christina Ricci in anger.
What achievement is it when you play the game with Christina Ricci? Or is that just like a life goal?
That is the achievement. Oh, what a Wednesday.
All right. Okay. I like it.
And my other one is that's a Mario 2 shit. And match 4 red snakes inside the flask level.
Because the flask board totally looks like when you go down a vase in Super Mario Brothers 2. Mm-hmm. They just need to include Fanto.
Yeah.
That would be nice. Clear 4 snakes and get a Fanto.
X gonna give it to you.
X gonna give it to you.
Get a match in every corner of the X.
All right. Okay. This is good.
It's all I got.
That's all you got.
That's all I got.
Tyler, I got some questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you're ready for the question segment of the show that we like to call questions.
Questions.
Tyler, I want to know, where are they now? Spectrum Holobyte. Where are they now? This is the publisher of the game.
Yeah.
Not the developer.
I bet they were bought up by some other computer software company.
They are defunct as of 1998. However, Hasbro Interactive acquired the company in 1998, bringing it all back to Dungeons and Dragons, I guess. Yeah. And what had been Spectrum Holobyte ceased to exist when the development studio in Alameda, California was closed in 1999. I'm scrolling through here to see of any like games that you might have heard of that they also did, that they also published. Wordtris.
I did not know that was a thing until I was scrolling through my emulator list.
Wordtris.
Looking for WildSnake and saw that.
Wordtris.
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 That's it? All right.
There's a long list, but Wordtris. Yeah, I mean, we're talking about like in 1996, they released for DOS Top Gun, Fire at Will. In 1995 for macOS, Curse of Dragor.
Ooh, that looks like a would be written on a game in a cartoon.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, like in the arcade in like Springfield or something. Like, yeah.
Yep. Curse of Dragor is what they walk by in the Quickie Mart.
Right. Tyler, where are they now? Bulletproof Software. This is the developer.
I feel like they're still around.
They are defunct.
Damn.
As of March 31st, 2001.
That wasn't that long ago.
Nah. Nah. Look, if it happened while I was
To me, a few years ago was like 2005.
Yeah, totally. Look, if it happened while I was in college, it pretty much just happened yesterday.
Yeah. Everything is kind of. Now I get where old people are like I'm kind of stuck in that area. It wasn't that long ago. My car is a 2005. It's
Right.
not that
That's
old.
not that old.
What year is it?
It's a wibbly wobbly. It's fine. It's fine. They changed their name. Bulletproof Software changed their name to Blue Planet Software, and then it was founded by Hank Rogers, as we mentioned earlier, and then his daughter became the CEO. And weirdly, it says in 2014, which makes me think that it did not become defunct in 2001.
Had to be bought up by someone else then. They're just saying, oh, they're defunct, but they're bought up.
Here we go. The original Bulletproof Software, founded in 1983, closed at the end of March 2001. So I guess by them saying defunct, listing it as defunct on Wikipedia, they should have just listed it as changed the name to Blue Planet Software, Inc. Some other games that they did, Faceball 2000. I don't know if you're familiar with that
I've
one.
heard of that.
Yeah.
I can picture the album art.
Hatris. Don't know what Hatris is. It came out for the Game Boy. Probably like WildSnake, but with hats.
Hats. Yeah. All the different 10-gallon hat. Fedora. Yeah. Derby. Church.
Pork pie?
Pork pie. Trifold. Pilgrim.
Paperboy hat. What do they go? Newsboy? What do they call that?
A Newsies? Newsies hat?
A Newsies hat. Papal hat.
There you go. All right.
Super Tetris 2, they also
Trucker. Cowboy.
Baseball?
Baseball.
Super Tetris
Yarmulke.
3. Tetris Battle Guide On, Tetris Party, Tetris Plus, Tetris S, Tetris Stars, Tetris Zone, The New Tetris, V-Tetris, Welltris, Wordtris, Yoshi's Cookie.
You went Dark Frazier, Alexey.
It seems like they really found what they were good at, or thought they were good at. Tyler, I've got another question for you.
Yes, Dave.
If you were to buy this game, WildSnake, loose, for the Super Nintendo, not the Game Boy, how much do you think you'd pay for it on average?
I had never seen it. I had never heard of it. I'm going to say like $25.
Tyler, just like you, I had never seen it or heard of it. Actual retail value of WildSnake, loose, for the Super Nintendo at the time of this recording is, according to PriceCharting.com, on average, $8.99. According to Flopsy, you could have fooled me. This game, the availability is common. This is a common game.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, like you, I have never seen it.
Never seen it in the wild. Never saw it for sale. Nothing.
I've seen more snakes than I have seen copies of WildSnake. Tyler,
You've never grabbed a copy of WildSnake to show it to Henry.
I've never grabbed a WildSnake cartridge by the tail, pulled it out from under my house, and said, "Look, son, aren't I a dad?"
Ow.
It's fine as long as you don't let it. Oh, fuck.
What color's that head? Oh, it looks like a pity. Shit.
Get mom. Tyler, do you think that this game, WildSnake, belongs on TADPOG's top 100 Super Nintendo games?
No. I do not. Top 500 or top 350? Maybe.
About to say top 500, definitely.
Yeah.
I think that's probably solid. Top 350, I agree with you, maybe. Yeah. This is a game.
Yeah.
It's tough. Games like this are tough because it's like, it's not bad enough to shit on. And it's also not good enough to like praise.
Yeah.
It's just, it exists.
It's there.
If I had this game as a kid, specifically having not played the Game Boy version, but let's pretend the Game Boy version plays very similar to the Super Nintendo version. Mm-hmm. If I had this for Game Boy, I definitely would have played it a bunch.
Yeah, I probably would have too. For a Game Boy, sure.
And I might not have loved it, but it might have been like, man, I'm tired of playing whatever game I'm playing. Let me play a little bit of, Hot Snakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next achievement, Hot Snakes. Play this game on a Game Boy while making hot snakes. Have I ever told you that when my aunt was going to college, I was a little boy. I don't think I had even started preschool yet. And I was going through her textbooks, and she had an anatomy textbook. Mm-hmm. And I was going through it and looking at all the illustrations of the inner workings of the human body. Mm-hmm. And I got to the digestive tract, right? Mm-hmm. And I was trying to figure it out because I couldn't read. I didn't know what was going on. I just had this image to work from. And I'm like, okay, clearly this is the mouth. And it looks like there's a tube that goes down to a circle, Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah. And then from that circle, though, here's what I'm interested. This whole time I'm looking at this, I'm like, I can unlock the mysteries of why I poop. Like, it's here.
It's true.
Because it's like, I
know it's here.
Right. I see where it ends. And that is where poo comes from. So, like, I saw the intestines, right? And I'm like, that's the poo. That's the poo.
It's poo storage.
It's the poo storage. And I was like, but how does it get out? And I'm like, and when the poo comes out, it doesn't look like that. So I was like, has to be poo wrapping. So when it comes out of you, the wrapping gets caught inside of you and just the insides of the wrapping come out. And I shared this story with my mom and my aunt, fortunately, because God, if I hadn't, I would have gone on for who knows how long thinking that's what poo is. It's essentially snakes in your belly.
It's like Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah. It's like, or it's like the Flintstones push pops. It's kind of like that.
What you do.
But poo.
My butt push pop.
Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
If you were to give this game a beard, that sums up how you feel about it. What kind of beard would that be?
I would give it the scaly, snakely beard of the tall red snakes from Mario 2.
Okay.
That you pull out of the vases, which they're not super hard.
Is it like a beard
Not
made
a joke.
out of them, or is it
just their scales? The scales,
just
on their
the
chin.
scales? I see.
Yeah,
I thought it was like maybe like a reverse Medusa.
Could be. Which is kind of a middling, easy enemy. You know.
I don't know, man. Sometimes they scare you.
Sometimes
popping
they
out
pop
of there.
out.
Yeah. Love a good Super Mario Brothers 2 reference. Love a good Super Mario Brothers 2 reference. Yeah. Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
If you were to give this game a pair of glasses that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of glasses would you give it?
I'd have to give it the eyeballs of Samuel L. Jackson and Black Snake Moe and the way they bug out when you get frustrated at this game, because it can get you pretty pissed off.
Yeah, it can. There is like what some might consider a design flaw, because like you can steer the snakes, right? And we haven't really talked about the the lose condition of the game.
Yeah.
If you are put in a situation where the full length of the snake is not off of the screen by the time it stops, you lose. Mm-hmm. So in some of the stages, like the X, for example, here's what happened to me. I'm like, oh, I accidentally steered this snake immediately to the right. It got stuck on the wall and didn't have anywhere else to go.
Cuts off all the rest of the level.
It's over.
Yep.
The game, it just ends. It's like game over. You steered a snake wrong once, game over.
Yeah, if you get a long snake and it twists up, it can just totally block off almost all the level. That's just it.
And not even, totally. It can block off. But I mean, if you
and then just stack.
Dude, on this fucking stage, I had like 3 rows of snakes at the bottom, and then I had like 20 rows left, and I just accidentally steered the snake into the wall, and it couldn't go anywhere. So it was like, oh, game over, dude. Like, I mean, it doesn't block anything. It's just like game over.
Yeah, that's just shitty.
Game
that's just
over.
Bad programming.
And it's like, I think it's bad design because it's like, and that is honestly, I can say this, and like we've compared this to Tetris so many times, but this is like the thing. What can you do in Tetris where it's like you make one wrong move and it's like an immediate game over? Because it's like the fun of Tetris sometimes is like, fuck, I made a bad decision. Try to fix it. Try to fix it. It's not like I made a bad decision. Oh, game over.
Game over.
Immediately got a game over screen. Sweet.
It's like life.
Right. Yeah. Maybe they were trying to prove something with WildSnake. Like sometimes this is just how it is, man. Sometimes you mean to steer that snake left,
and you just fucking crash that snake in the wall, motherfucker.
That's right. And I guess in that regard, it's kind of similar to Snake for the Nokia.
yeah, true. You got more questions?
I do. Here's my question for you. If you were to guess, and there is a wager riding on this, Cthusiast Jeff has a wager on what Flopsy is going to rate this game. And he has said that if he is wrong, that he will up his Patreon donation by $2.
Forever.
And he said, but if he's right, he's going to raise his donation by $1. So really,
for half as long as forever.
Yeah, right. So, which is probably enough
until the end of the show,
right?
And then,
right. So I believe his guess was, it was 2 stars. It might have been 2.5 stars.
I think it was 2.
He remembers. That's all that matters.
It was 2.
Tyler, what do you think Flopsy, a.k.a. the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES Library 1991 through 1998 by Pat Contry, courtesy of Master Mold Mike. What do you think Flopsy rated it?
2.5 stars.
Tyler, WildSnake is rated 3.5 stars.
Damn. A little high.
I agree. Out of 5 stars,
yeah,
I would have put this at like a 2.5 to 3.
Yep.
3.5. Like that half is like the part that's just like,
that's one of the higher games we've played since we started reading from Flopsy.
Yeah. There is a quote from here, straight from the book that says, "You got Tetris in my snake." So yeah, the Reese's thing. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So there we go. I would like to say that I do think it is weird that, you know how they give initials for who wrote the review?
Mm-hmm.
AP. Probably Alexey.
Accounts
is my
payable.
Guess. Accounts payable. Yeah. Yeah, probably accounts payable. Oh, this review was written by AP. I can turn this in for college credit. Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
I have a quiz.
Yeah.
Would you like to take it?
Yeah.
From one Ross Rachel Green. You know him. He was on our Patreon episode.
RRG.
Yep. Where we talked about a weird game called Mazin Saga Mutant Fighter. This quiz is entitled Wild Thing, It Makes My Heart Sing. Despite not knowing what you will think of this game at the time of writing this quiz, I think I can just about guess. This week has been unsuccessful for me. I bought a Surface Pro 4, which had a battery issue for 120 pounds sterling. The battery set me back another 40 pounds sterling. I'm just throwing sterling on there. I don't know if they actually say that or not. It's 40 pounds, and because otherwise it just sounds like
silver pieces.
Yeah, they're like silver pieces. I feel like if I don't say sterling though, it's like 100. You got a Surface Pro 4 that was 120 pounds? Fuck.
That's a big ass Surface Pro.
Sure it was just one? Did they ship it like a fucking sign? What's the deal? The battery set me back another 40 pounds, and it's a fucking heavy battery. It's just the joke just keeps going. It does not get funnier, but it does keep going. It should have been
You got an egg on your boat race, Ron.
It should have been a simple job to swap the batteries and have a nice fancy laptop with a stylus. After the procedure, the Surface would no longer boot. A quick look online shows that unfortunately, the sodding things die after simple fixes like this, and it's not just an expensive paperweight. It's not just an expensive paperweight? Sounds like it
maybe that it is.
Sounds like it is an expensive paperweight.
That fucking
That
sucks.
So I am carving it up and selling the parts. Still, it's something I could have done without. Yeah.
Yep.
I hate it when you fucking buy something and then it is a chore.
Yeah.
I usually give up. I bought a wrong thing on eBay for truly too much money. It was like a piece of audio equipment when I was trying to set up the stream, and it was like I bought it, was really excited to get it, didn't really know anything. I was learning, right? And I got it, and I was like, oh, this doesn't plug into anything I own. And then I messaged the guy, and I was like, this doesn't plug into anything I own. And he was like, oh, okay. And I was like, oh, shit. I did buy it, right? Okay. Fuck. So now, I know. I'll resell it on eBay. Sure haven't done that. That's in my closet. That's in my closet.
Well, now this value's probably gone up.
Probably. So if anybody wants to help me sell a preamp, let me know.
Damn. I know how much. Yeah. Ugh.
They vary in price. I know what happened was I bought one later that did work with my system. That was not my setup. That was cheaper. But what I got was I don't know that much about audio. This is honestly part of doing the show was to kind of learn a little bit about audio, right? It's a journey. It's about the preamps we've bought along the way. And it's I bought one that's just supposed to go I guess in a rack system that has some kind of special interface. And it's I don't have that. I'm not going to have that, you know? So if anybody wants to help me sell a preamp on eBay, if you have good feedback, let me know. Because that's my thing. It's I'm just going to be a guy who posts a thing that he bought on eBay again and be like, I've never sold anything here, but you can trust me.
Hey, Ryan, help Dave out. You've got a very good rating. Help Dave out.
All right, well, there we go. Yeah, I'd like to recoup some of my losses from before Henry was born. Ross continues, anyway, this game was shot out into the world by Manley and Associates and published by Spectrum Holobyte. So this quiz is all about the filth they created. Enjoy. Are you ready? I feel like because of the Where Are They Now, we have kind of an edge.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
It won't be as excusable when we fail.
Right. I note, okay, I will remove those segments for future episodes. First question, Tyler. Are you ready?
Yes.
This tile matching puzzle game was introduced by the creator of Tetris.
Tetris S?
Tetris Tiles?
Yeah,
Tiletris? Was that one of them?
Tiletris. Pretty sure it was.
Tiletris, locking it in. It was, in fact, Breakthrough. Man, the creator of Tetris, they had him really working by introducing games.
He was just fucking signing checks, man.
He's like the MC of a Tetris roast. Next question. In this game, a wizard kidnaps sports-playing teens.
King Arthur and the Knights of the football team.
Justice.
Yeah.
Yes. Locking it in. It is, in fact, King Arthur and the Knights of Justice. Next question. This game features a brightly colored jungle cat who is named after a famous fictional diamond. That is, I can't remember the name of the game, but that's the Pink Panther. I can't remember the name of the SNES game. Pink is Loose or some shit like that.
There you go. Yeah.
Pink is Loose. Locking it in. It is Pink Goes to Hollywood.
Half credit.
Next question. This spectacular top-down shooter was popular on the Amiga and in Europe was known as the Chaos Engine.
Shit, this would be the worst quiz for me ever. I have no clue.
Top-down shooter? I don't know, man.
Those levels of Contra.
Top Gun, Fire at Will.
There you go.
Locking it in.
All
It's
right.
not right. That's not
Let's just
right
keep
one.
saying it.
Yeah, it'll be one. The answer is Soldiers of Fortune.
I have heard of that game.
You've subscribed to the magazine.
On one of the rare times I would buy a gaming magazine when Mom would buy me one at the grocery store, and I'd read it until it fell apart.
Yeah.
There was a guide in the back of Soldier of Fortune, so I'm ready to get to that.
Whoa. All right. Well, maybe we'll get to it. Maybe the randomizer will give it to us today. Next question. This game would be well suited to an upcoming podcast by two longtime hosts. It's not the one on the space station. It's the other one.
Star Trek.
Ooh, the Next Generation.
Sure.
Because the one we did was Deep Space Nine, right?
Okay.
Star Trek The Next Generation?
Yeah.
Logging it in. It is Star Trek The Next Generation Futures Past.
Ooh.
Not the nights of Futures Past. Not the days of Futures Past. Next question.
The whole sultry nights of days of future past.
Sultry nights. How many lewd...
The night was warm. The night was hot. How do I... The night was sultry. I'm going to kill your mother.
How many lewd Star Trek fan-made games do you think are out there?
69.
Good answer.
Yeah. Or 420.
Not a better answer, but almost as good.
Second best answer.
Kind of second best answer for sure. 4-6.
What?
This game is 4-6.
There you go. There you go.
Next question. This game is a
eggplant emoji.
Eggplant emoji drips. Hot face. Hot face, hot face, hot face.
Peach, sweat drop, sweat drop.
Anguish face. The podcast has devolved into emoji speak.
That's all we do. Yeah. Audio memes and vocal emojis.
Next question. This game is a ripoff of the most popular Game Boy puzzle game, but uses letters. Gotta be Wordtress.
Yeah, I think so.
Has to be Wordtress. Or Scrabble.
It's Wordtress. You gotta be right. You gotta be right.
It is Wordtress. Next question. Why didn't they not make like a Tetris into a game show? You know what I mean? Scrabble made it to a game show. Why not Tetris?
Yeah.
Think about it.
I mean, they made that Don't Touch the Lava into a game show. Come on, let's have Tetris.
I know. Henry was watching that, and it was like, back in my day, we played this.
You can play it right now.
Actually, don't. I like our furniture. That's a lie. I don't like our furniture. Go nuts, kid. Next question. Here are 4 other questions because these cocks didn't do much. I'm going to put my answer in. There's a space for answer. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Yes. All right. This game is based on a famous cartoon animal duo that have fights in which the larger of the two never prevails. Tom and Jerry.
Okay.
Right? Or no, that
Tom
can't
and
be
Jerry.
Roadrunner because they're the same size.
I'm supposed to say Pinky and the Brain, Tom and Jerry. But physical fights? Tom and Jerry ever physically fight?
I mean, not like fisticuffs style, but yeah, they're like try to kill each other.
Is there like
Right?
trying to think of a little wise guy character, big muscle character that would have their own game. Rocky and Bullwinkle never fight. Let's do Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry's good.
Oh, Rocky and Bullwinkle fight. They just do it off screen.
Yeah.
It's more like
Keep up appearances.
Yeah, totally. They're like
We're together for the kids.
Yeah.
We keep up appearances.
professional relationship, much like Penn and Teller.
Penn and Teller.
Desert Bus, locking it in. It is, in fact, Tom and Jerry. Next question. This game is based on a cartoon of the same name with the subtitle The World Watcher. Captain Planet? I don't know. Cartoon of the same name with the subtitle The World Watcher. Who watches the world? Who watches the World Watchers?
The Watchers on the moon.
The moon watch. The moon.
The Watchmen.
Right? The Watchmen. Locking it in. It is, in fact, Super Widget.
What?
You remember that cartoon? Super Widget?
The World Watcher?
The World Watcher.
You know, it's that widget for world watching. Whenever you want to watch the world, there's a widget for that.
Next question. This game sees the son of a famous TV...
Would you know about the widget that watches the world?
The Wendigo? This game sees the son of a famous TV family trapped in a virtual world. The son of a famous TV family trapped in a virtual world. Bart. It has to be Bart, right?
Oh,
Virtual Bart.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Logging it in. Virtual Bart. It is, in fact, Virtual Bart.
Damn, good pull.
Only because he said virtual world. If he would have put like cyberspace or some shit, it would have been like
Lawnmower Man.
Cyber Bart. Next question. This one-on-one fighting game, despite being on the SNES, was optimized for online play and is believed to be the basis for Soul Calibur.
Soul Edge.
Soul Edge. Locking it in.
That was the first game. Then the rest were all Soul Calibur.
It is, in fact, Weapon Lord.
Okay.
Weapon Lord. I haven't heard of that one. That's a trivia bomb on me. Yeah. Believed to be the basis for Soul Calibur. Now I'm looking forward to Weapon Lord. It can't be that good, but
No.
at least it's got some history to it.
Yep.
Next question. You lose a limb in an accident.
Bushido Blade.
The doctor states that they have ran out of that particular limb, but can offer the opposite instead. So if you lose an arm, you get a leg in its place. And if you lose a leg, you get an arm in its place. I think I would have the third arm despite it not being able to support my weight for a while. What's the question? Do we do it?
Yeah, do we do it? Do we have a leg for an arm and an arm for a leg?
Here's my question. Is a leg opposite of an arm? Or are they just two different appendages?
Or is it the other arm?
Right. I don't know. Tough questions.
I mean, you can get a leg for an arm, put a boxing glove on that, and you can fucking fist punch, fist kick, foot punch, fucking hard.
That is true. It looked pretty weird though.
Yeah, I mean, he knocks motherfuckers out though.
Is the choice like just to like be an amputee or like replace it with the wrong part?
Yeah.
I think I'd rather just like not have the limb. I think I'd be good with that.
Yeah.
I'm not good with it. I wouldn't feel great. I'd be like, man, I sure missed that leg, but I'm fucking glad it's not an arm there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I can get fucking shoes for my feet. or my hands.
I think I can do foot arm. I can make foot arm work.
Yeah?
Yeah. I can make foot arm work.
Like at what part does it become what part does it change from arm to foot? Or leg?
I mean, the whole thing.
Is your hand a foot?
Yeah.
Or do they save your hand and put it on the end of the leg?
Well, I mean, I've got a foot for my hand. The rest, it's all leg. So there's not a lot of mobility there. But I could probably make that work.
What if you're like take the other arm off and put two legs on there? Now all of a sudden you got four legs.
Yeah, man. You can run like a horse.
Now you're really fast.
Yeah, it's true.
You don't even need a car.
No.
You don't need to beat any video game to get gas.
If I can get in the Kentucky Derby and shit, man.
Yeah, you could have races.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to see.
It'd be halfway to my horse dream, that one comment that Tony posted a long time ago about the guy who wished turned into the horse. If I can find that, I'll post it in the show notes.
Are you talking
about a long journey to go on?
You talking about Mr. Hands, the guy who wished he was a horse?
Probably.
All right, I'm going to answer that question. Option 1. Submit. That's the quiz.
All right.
Thanks, Ross. I loved it.
Well, you know what, Dave? I'm kind of dying to get this part over with. I want to know what we got going on next week. So I'm going to grab this batter up peripheral.
Only time will tell, my friend.
You're right. All right.
Hopefully we're around to record another podcast.
Hopefully. Different in the way. The wheel weaves as the
wind blows.
Wind blows.
The weebelows.
The
Wendigos.
The weebs and the Wendigos, man. You know what they fucking say about them. You know. Might it be a podcast.
All right. You ready? You ready to pray
Yeah,
to our
batter
Dark
up
Lord?
peripheral, put one end on the ground, my head on the other end, wild crazy kid style, turn my no-no hole in random direction, say the prayer we all love to say.
Wild and crazy kids.
Fuck yes. Beep-doo, boo-doo, beep-doo, boo-doo, beep-doo, boo-doo, beep-doo, boo-doo, boop, boop, boop. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Stop.
$6.97.
Soldier of Fortune.
Nope.
Damn it.
Sorry. It's a game we've already done called, and recently, that's not what it's called. It's called Winter Olympic Games.
Yeah, there's not going to be any good randomizers for that one. So,
You don't want to see if there's a ROM hack for Winter Olympic Games? Lilyhammer 94? There might be.
it's the one where you're only Tanya Harding and everyone. It's wonderful.
That's a good one.
All right. Beep-doo, boo-doo, beep-doo, boo-doo, beep-doo, boo-doo, beep-doo, boo-doo, boop, boop, boop. No whammies, stop.
$4.77.
Soldier of Fortune.
Sorry.
Damn it.
Closer, though.
Yeah.
In letters, at least.
All right. 10-star.
No, boy, I wish. I would kill. I would kill Tyler for another Super Scope game. I'd kill. Fuck. Okay, I'm hard. No, this is a Nicktoon.
It's a Nicktoon. It's not all real monsters. We're way on the other side.
Not that. It's probably not Doug either. Because that video game would be boring.
Have we done it before?
We have not.
Okay. So it's
So
not a Ren and Stimpy. It's another Nicktoon that had a game. Rocco's Modern Life.
It is Rocco's Modern Life, Spunky's Dangerous Day.
All right.
Eek the Cat Part 2, essentially.
Yeah, this one's better.
Is
From
it?
reviews, I've SNES drunk, I've watched the videos. This is, for this type of game, it's okay.
Okay. Has to be better than Eek the Cat.
Yeah, it
Has
does.
to be.
Yeah.
Has to be better than Eek the Cat. Not a Nicktoon.
No, Eek the Cat, not a Nicktoon.
It's an ABC tune. I don't know what it actually was, but not a Nicktoon.
Always been Cat Tune.
Always be cat.
Always be Cat.
Always be changing to a better game. Don't play Eek the Cat.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
thanks.
So thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, Spotify.
SoundCloud, if it was like 5 years ago.
Yeah. If you go
But
back
not-
in time.
But not anymore.
Not anymore.
If you're listening to this in 2013, you can find us there.
Yeah. Let's see. Hey, have you been to shirts.typog.com?
I have. There are a lot of shirts on there,
I went
Tyler.
there. There are a lot of shirts.
There are a lot of shirts on there.
All those soda jerk shirts, they look good.
They do look really
that
good.
baseball style.
Yeah,
So,
I like those. Henleys.
go there. Check
Yeah.
out a shirt, man.
I bought like 8 of them.
Good shit. It's good shit, man. So I got a little burps. Got the Sprite Zero and Long Island iced tea burps.
It's all right. You're excited about Rocco. I get it.
It's true. Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby. You want to send us something? You know, something for a little intro.
Yeah.
Send that to TADPOG Studios, care of Nicole, Nance, PO Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002.
We do have some packages that are in various states of us having them. We don't, and by that I mean we don't have them yet. They might be in the PO
In
box.
transit, could
I don't
be
know.
there.
It's
Schrodinger's package.
Right. It's a very long. Yeah, it's definitely. It's a very long journey for the package to get to us. It goes.
true.
It goes from Tadpog Sweetheart Nicole to Tadpog Sweetheart Josh to Nikki to me, and then to the Bruce Wayne table that we record on here in the Holland
True.
Deck.
Do you want to call us? I'm going to take some voicemails. 270-883-2555.
That has been a minute.
It has been a minute.
It has been a minute.
It has been very much a minute. It's almost been an hour. It's been so many minutes.
Has it been a year since we have taken a call on the show?
I don't think a full year, but it's been a while.
It might be.
Might be pre-COVID. Whenever we took a call.
Yeah.
What else do we do? We're on Tadpog_podcast on Twitter and on Instagram.
Yeah.
Tadpog on Facebook. Episode
Yeah.
announcements, memes.
Yeah.
Then we're Tadpog Nation. You like that dank shit? More of the
I do.
the deep fandom, Tadpog Nation.
I do like the dank shit.
But do you like organized good boy chat?
Yeah, I like that a lot, actually.
That's
yeah.
also on. That's the Discord.
Yeah.
What's that Discord?
It is bit.ly/Tadpog Discord.
Yeah. But most importantly, we got that Patreon.
We do.
Let me pull that shit up. Hopefully my phone doesn't shit the bed like it did last week. Whenever I text you, it's like, it's still not loading. All right. So, I want to thank one Lawrence Young. Thank you.
Thank you, Lawrence.
Let's see, a big bump by John Hewitt. Damn. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John.
A good big bump from Nathan Eaton.
Who I've dubbed, if you're okay with it, Prime Game Bud Nathan Eaton.
All right.
Because it was his idea to create the Game Bud channel on the Discord where we organize to play Among Us every Thursday night. So if anybody's interested in playing Among Us, that's bit.ly/TADPOG Discord.
And if you want to give also under the name Nathan Eaton, you can be imposter Nathan Eaton.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then a big bump. I assume that's a bounty from Cthusiast Jeff Miners.
It is. It is, in fact, a bounty. I talked to him today about what we're going to be doing for him. Would you like, we can announce it or it can be a surprise. Either way is fine. We have 2 games that are in the chute. Two bounties for Grimm that we need to do first.
I don't know if I did these. I scrolled down a little bit. New pledges from Matthew Garreau and Adam Campbell.
I think we did those.
Did you miss those? Okay, those were in September, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it's worth doing again.
Yeah.
I'm good with it. Hey, man.
Thank you very, very much, everyone.
Thanks, y'all. This show was executive produced, speaking of Patreon, by the following people who donate at $20 or more a month. Thank you to Usurper Grimm, Cthusiast Jeff Miners, Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins, Steve Dixon, God Emperor Alex Pena, Cousin David Galino, Platinum Member Brett Miller, Coronavirus Savior Cubicle Monkey, Joseph Phillips, Cody Phillips, Bantha Master, the Eightfold Daniel Abernathy, Plinko Nick Price, Executive Producer Dig Dougie, Matt Gentile, a.k.a. Gentle G, Magical Sleeper, a.k.a. Big Dick Pie Baker Chris Vaughn, Laud Mulaney Dennis, Pinball Archmage Chris Edler, congratulations on your marriage, Drinksmith Joey Webster, Paul Anderson, Master Cycle Baron Kevin Link, and Demented Lemming.
Fuck yes.
Thanks, y'all. It goes a long way, and it means a lot.
It really, really does. How do you want to close this one out, Dave?
As our favorite snake. I mean, yeah. It's our favorite snake.
Theme song of this episode is Move to Singapore Drive. Leave that track from TADPOG.com. So our favorite snake.
Yeah, I should have thought this out. I don't know that I have a favorite snake.
All right, I got one.
You got one?
I got one.
Wow. All right, I got one too.
Okay. So until next time.
Tropical Capricorn. I thought about doing the devil. Yeah, I thought about doing the devil. But then I was worried about going to hell. So I didn't do it.
Oh, it's okay.
And I couldn't.
Just a place in Michigan.
Yeah, I don't want to go.
It's in Michigan in the summer.
Yeah, I don't want to go. I don't know what the snake and Hubert sounds like, but I believe it's probably How many snakes can you name?
Boa constrictor.
Well, okay. You're thinking species. I was thinking like fictional snakes or famous real life snakes. Can you name any famous real life snakes? Can we together collectively name any famous real life snakes?
Famous real life.
That isn't
snake.
the devil snake in the Garden
That's
of
not
Eden.
the devil.
Right.
And not Snake Man.
Well, not real. Yeah. That's not a real snake.
Nagini
Nagini?
from Harry Potter.
Also not a real snake.
Oh, not a real snake.
Yeah.
Damn. A real famous snake?
The world serpent?
Yeah. Jormungand? The snakes that the honey badger got.
Okay, that's pretty famous as far as snake goes, right? Mm-hmm. What about like a snake that like
Anaconda from Anaconda.
not a real one, but like right? But
There'll be like real big ones like that. Somewhere,
there are
right?
they're pretty big
that
ones like that.
snake that Britney Spears had around her neck in the Toxic video or whatever.
You're pretty good at this. You're pretty good at this. I gotta admit, I didn't even think about that snake. What about a snake that like bit someone famous? Did Cleopatra die from a snake bite?
Allegedly, she killed herself with a snake bite.
So probably that snake, but allegedly,
Just
has new evidence surfaced?
An asp bit her breast. I heard it was
Right.
like, yeah, that didn't really happen.
asp to breast. Yeah. You heard it didn't happen?
Yeah, I heard that wasn't actually how she died. Like, it was just like she died in a much more proud way, not kill herself over a man.
Oh, it was a proud way. I
Yeah.
got you. So not autoerotic asphyxiation.
No, it's a pretty proud way.
It's a way.
David Carradine was like, I'm going out on top.
Yeah. Dear world, this is how I choose the climax. Which is fine, I guess. Just be safe. Just
A
be careful.
famous snake bite. Real life snake bite.
Real life snake bite.
There's that one YouTube channel where that guy just gets bitten by all these dangerous animals.
Can you name the channel?
I watched his Hot Ones. RC AJ watches him. I can't remember. He's
Snake Bite Man.
Snake Bite Man. You know, he gets like
So he's
stung
like a
by
celebrity.
murder hornets and spiders and snakes and all this kind of shit to show you the
Gotcha.
effects.
Wow. So he's
Can't
kind of
remember
like
his name.
Steve Irwin, but like
But like intentional.
alive.
Yeah.
Most famous snake is the stingray.
I'm going to face death coming, not surprise.
Never face death coming. Close your eyes. Please.
Close your eyes. Open your mouth. So ever since you said that it was in the cadence of Ninja Turtles, I keep thinking
Mazin Fighter Mutant Saga.
Mazin
Saga Mutant Fighter.
Mazin Saga Mutant Fighter. Mazin Saga Mutant Fighter. Mazin Saga Mutant Fighter. He is in some armor, killing God.